Everyone, welcome to another edition of the Bolt City Podcast. Dave Palet, Josh Palet, Mario Herron. I'm in charge of football, man. This is where it gets exciting, guys. Training camp is opening already all across the NFL. You're hearing and seeing different stories already, guys. You're seeing injuries, believe it or not, and it's always a sad thing. I'm one of those guys. I know you two are the same. Who knows? Mario's a little tougher than I think Josh and I, as far as screw it, wins or wins. I don't root for injuries. Mario might sit there and go, he plays on the Chiefs. We need a couple injuries. We need some things to go our way. But I tell you real quick, because we got a busy show. Kadarius Toney. You guys saw Kadarius Toney already has had to leave the field for the Chiefs. Just last week, we're talking how he's the number one wide receiver. Now that Hopkins decided not to sign with the Chiefs and sign with the Titans, and you're seeing injuries all over the place. It's the one thing about the NFL, when you see an injury where it's knee or something severe, you know automatically that guy's out for the year. It's just it. It's almost different than any other sport, where it's like every other sport they have time to come back. But in football, in the first week of training camp, you could be done, and we'll see you next season, everybody.
Kadarius Toney gets injured more than anybody in the NFL. Does anybody realize that?
Yeah,
I'm talking more than Saquon Barkley, more than Christian McCaffrey. He is always injured, and he was in the news during the offseason for talking crap to people in their DMs, whether it's women that he's not attracted to or fans that say he can't stay healthy. And then what does he do? He gets hurt right at the beginning of training camp. It is the craziest thing. This guy cannot stay healthy. I'll tell you guys a little story about Kadarius Toney, a personal story. He was recruited by Alabama to play wide receiver, okay, because Nick Saban saw him as a high school quarterback and said he's not a quarterback, he's a wide receiver. Florida offered him a quarterback spot. I said on Facebook, this guy will never play quarterback at Alabama. He should play receiver. And his uncle or dad or something killed me. He's like, dude, you don't know what you're talking about. My nephew is a quarterback. He should go to Alabama. Nick Saban's racist. Call Nick Saban racist. So that's why I jumped in. I go, dude, you don't know what you're talking about. If he sees him as a wide receiver, he's probably a wide receiver. Guess what? 7 years later, whatever it is, I'm right. And his uncle was wrong. I just want to point that out. But him getting hurt is just the craziest thing. This guy cannot stay healthy no matter what it is.
You should track him down.
Yeah.
Look, I know he has a Super Bowl ring, but he has a Super Bowl ring as a wide receiver.
I am. I'm going to do it right after the show.
Yeah. Good. Don't let it go.
I'm not.
And then send him the show. Yeah. And then subscribe. And we get one more subscriber. Saw it. It's that news slowly started rolling in. You saw Hines from a jet ski accident for the Bills. He got hurt, and it looks like he's gonna be out for the remainder of the season. So that's crazy for the Bills. Maybe Dalvin Cook watch for them. And they slowly start rolling in. When you mentioned Chiefs right away, I thought you were gonna go to Chris Jones, who apparently wants around $30 million a year. I'm just gonna say this for the Chiefs. Yeah, he deserves that. Chris Jones, you should wait it out, make him pay. I say bump it up to like 35. Get the 35 option, become the highest paid ever, man. Make him really, really work for it. Make Andy Reid sweat so much he loses 10 pounds. Hey, wait him out. Do what you need to do. Do whatever you want, my man. We got your full support at the Bolt City Podcast. We'll support you if you want us to, I'll go protest in front of Kansas City for you to get you extended and get you as much money as you deserve through years, of beyond football. Get you that New York the Mets guy, the guy that keeps getting paid by the Mets. Let's get him that type of contract. Get a Bonilla contract. By 45, he's still getting paid $10 million from Kansas City. I like that. So let's work towards that, guys. Everyone on 3. We're gonna go do that for our good guy Chris Jones.
Isn't it crazy, right? When you look at what guys make in other sports, and it's always what football players will say. Well, the argument back is, is Chris Jones more valuable to the Chiefs than, let's say, Manny Machado is to the Padres? And Manny Machado makes, the same amount. What makes $30 million, the money that Chris Jones makes. Yet Manny Machado's team might not make the postseason, and Chris Jones' team's already won 2 Super Bowls. And you sit there and go, what's more valuable? Look, there are 53 guys on a roster. We talk about this all the time as far as money and contracts. I think as football fans, we get tired of it. I get tired of it. And I think we just want to talk about the games that are played Thursday, Saturday, sometimes Sunday, Monday. We want to see the games. We worry about wins and losses. A lot of times fans don't even complain about season ticket prices or parking. They just want the game. And so when players are complaining, it gets old. And it's one of the things we've talked about on the show the last few weeks with the running back situation. I was on this show, and no, it was not a popular opinion when I said it, and people got upset going, you don't understand. Of course, you have to give an Austin Eckler a little bit more money. He signed a contract. It's the biggest issue going on in sports. What happened to giving your word and following through? And this is where you guys call me an old man and everything. Look, you sign a contract and you agree to the deal. It's your job to show up to work and you work it. And I don't understand why you gave a guy like Austin Eckler more money. Yet you have these guys now, because this has become the biggest story in the NFL about the running back position. And now the running backs are unhappy because they aren't paid what they think they deserve. There's not a fan at home who is sitting there going, man, I'm not watching any Giants football until Saquon's back. There's no one that does that. You can say whatever you want, but running backs come and go in this league all the time. And yeah, are they as valuable as kickers? Yeah, they're more valuable than kickers. They're to the point in fantasy football, right, where we're saying, why are we drafting 2 running backs? I mean, really, we should be drafting 1 running back on our fantasy football team. The running back position isn't as important as what people think it used to be when it was a running league. Mario, go back in the day and watch those old Chicago Bear tapes, man. Look how many guys were jammed in that defensive line. It's different now. It's all spread offense. It's just what it is, man. The game has evolved, and it's more exciting than ever. Sorry that the running backs are left out. But I mean, and I'm telling you right now, guys, from my point of view, as you guys start to talk, I'm done with these running backs in their group and their Zoom call, and I don't want to hear a word about it.
Okay, let me ask you a question about that Zoom call. Does it bother you that Austin Eckler is the one that put it together?
Even more so. You're the one guy that got a raise. Like, you're the one guy that got a raise. You have a contract, you got a raise. Yet you're the guy that's causing all the problems.
That's okay. I'm glad you said that. Mario was actually the one that retweeted a video of his buddies talking about it. And the guy made a great point. Austin Eckler is the problem. He is an undrafted running back that made it, but yet he's putting together the meeting. It's a complete, it's irony is what it is. So Austin Eckler complaining because he's the guy that's messing it up for the star first round picks or whatever. It's just complete irony. It's hilarious. And I want Austin Eckler to be happy because I'm a Charger fan. But him putting the meeting together when he's an undrafted running back makes no sense.
Yeah, it's kind of like you benefited literally from the recipe. You know, like what it is in the
100%.
NFL right now. Like, yeah, you benefited from it, and then now you want to go back and go, oh wait, well, let's not have this go on anymore. Look, it's interesting. It's the Zoom meeting. Like, when I heard about it, I was just like one of those where I was like, I feel like there's got to be more interesting stuff coming on in the news cycle right before training camp than this. And I was going through scenarios. I was reading scenarios. I was on Pro Football Talk reading about like situations and ways they can kind of fix the shortage of money going towards the running backs. And when one of them was the league adopted a fund that would pay the running backs for their performance independent of the salary cap. Now, does that sound like a good idea? Yes. In a way, for the running backs, it does. But that's such a dangerous game. That's such a dangerous game to play. What happens when the receivers want that? What happens when a linebacker wants that? We just saw Roquan Smith with the whole thing saying he wants to reset the linebacker market. What happens if a cornerback wants that? What happens when he's edge rushers? And I was thinking about this yesterday, and I literally wrote it down on my phone right away. How many years in a row now have we seen a new receiver class that we're in awe with, right? That we're like, dude, this receiver class is so deep. We've said that like a good amount. And so far it's been proven right. When will some GMs go, why would I trade for Tyreek Hill and pay him this amount of money? Why would I go after and get this guy for this amount of money when I can just reload? When I can get a Jordan Addison in the 20s and, don't put him in a car, but he will play good for you on the football field. So that's just like what I was thinking about. I'm like, look, I don't know how to fix it. There's more coming in, and it's just one of those things you're gonna have to live with. Can you work to get more guaranteed money at the beginning of your contract? Maybe you'll see how that goes. I don't know, but I am getting sick of it. It's like the running back. Ooh, good question, gentlemen. Which are you more sick of? We're all in the sports radio business. The running back talk, Shohei Ohtani getting traded, or Dame Lillard getting traded. Because that's like the 3 most popular subjects to talk about on Sports Radio and Sports TV. Let's hit those top 3 and bang it home, bang it home.
For me, it's going to be the running backs, because in 2 weeks, no one's going to be talking, or in a week, no one's going to talk about Shohei. Yeah. And then Lillard will get traded, and no one's going to talk about that. It's going to be the running back situation, because this is a topic that's going to be from years to come. I just want to update the people who are listening on who was on this Zoom call. Okay. Who are the people that were involved? As I say, you tell me which one of these guys was in a Super Bowl. Okay. Last year. Show you how valuable he was. Austin Eckler, okay? He's the one that started the whole damn thing. Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, Jonathan Taylor. So far, I'm getting through guys that didn't even win a playoff game. Christian McCaffrey, Tony Pollard, Nick Chubb, Najee Harris, Aaron Jones, Joe Mixon, J.K. Dobbins. Now, J.K. Dobbins.
Why is
maybe
Harris?
just say,
Yeah. Why is Harris?
J.K. Dobbins has
in
been
that?
such a disappointment. I mean, good God, dude.
What the hell are you doing?
The people that show up to their jobs at fast food restaurants more than J.K. Dobbins shows up. Maybe he should just stay back. You know what I mean? J.K. Dobbins has been a huge disappointment. Stay healthy once in a blue moon. You've been stealing money for years. J.K. wears a mask when he shows up on Fridays to get his check. For the fact that he's even getting anything, maybe you should stop talking. You know,
J.K. Dobbins is the guy that runs the slideshow. Hey, next.
Yeah, exactly right. All right, so as I pointed out, that list right there's some very talented guys on that list. Okay, it does not equal what is the ultimate goal for a franchise, and that is winning a Super Bowl. Okay, now I'm gonna give you guys a list from 2022 to 2012. All right, in the NFL of the leading running back for Super Bowl championship teams. Okay, it will astonish you. In 2022, Isaiah Pacheco was the leading rusher for the Chiefs.
Peace.
830 yards, drafted in the 7th round. Drafted in the 7th round. Okay.
Mhm.
Rutgers guy.
Say that again.
Rutgers, Big Ten guy.
Okay. My point is, though, again, a year ago at this time, none of us knew who he was.
Nope.
Right. 2021, Sonny Michel, the Rams, 845 yards. Guy's been and what do the Rams do? Bye. Goes to Miami, comes back. And he's still not the number one guy. Cam Akers ended up being the number one guy. Just a few years ago, 2020, Buccaneers. You guys have any idea who it was?
Fournette.
Ronald Jones.
It was Ronald Jones, 978 yards. Ooh. Still not 1,000. None of these guys have 1,000. 2019, San Diego guy, Josh, for the Chiefs. Who was the guy?
Damian Williams.
498 yards. All right, 498 yards. Leading rusher.
This is good. It's good stuff.
2018, Sonny Michel again for the Patriots. 931 yards. Still, no one with 1,000 yards. Nobody with 1,000 yards. Here's the most interesting guy on the list to me. 2017 Eagles. Can you guys guess who it is?
LeGarrette Blount.
LeGarrette Blount.
Is LeGarrette Blount? Wow.
Yeah, Blount. I've heard this list before. Yeah. Yeah, I knew that one was Blount.
766 yards. Still no one with 1,000. Now here we go. 2016, the Patriots. We do have someone with 1,000 yards. It's 1,161 yards. You want to take a guess who it is?
Kevin Falk. I'm just kidding.
You want to guess, Mario?
Is it Blount again?
It's LeGarrette Blount again.
Yeah. I remember that storyline of him winning the back-to-back. I remember
back-to-back with two different teams and beat his former team.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's crazy.
2015, the Cam Newton game where Cam Newton wouldn't die for the ball on a loose ball. And Peyton Manning's last game, he won a Super Bowl.
Business decision.
Was it
horrible business decision?
Was it No Sean Moreno?
Nope. Ronnie Hillman.
Ronnie Hilliard? I knew it.
Hillman.
San Diego State.
San Diego State. 863 yards. Okay.
And he passed away, correct? Didn't he pass away?
Wow, really?
Ronnie's the one that got sick, huh? Ronnie is the one that got sick last year.
He is.
Yep. All right. Here we go. This is my favorite one on the list right here. We're almost done. 2014 Patriots. Leading rusher, 412 yards. I literally would say to you, I'll buy you a car, Mario, if you got the answer to this. But I'm not going to.
Woodhead?
No. You want to take a guess, Josh? 412 yards.
Is he still in the league?
No, of course he's not in the league. That's my point.
Yeah. Who is it?
Jonas Gray. How do you guys miss that?
Oh, yeah, my bad.
Jonas Gray. That's unbelievable.
All right, here we go. 2013 Seahawks were over 1,000 yards. We all know it's Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah.
1,257. And going back to 2012, we're 10 years. Ray Rice. How many yards for Ray Rice?
50.
I bet they're.
Oh, in the game or the season?
Season.
1,500. I bet 1,500 because Flacco was stealing it.
1,200.
No. This is running, but these are just yards running. This is rushing yards.
Yeah. He said 1,500. I said 1,200
yards.
It's 660, guys.
Oh,
660. Wow. Okay, so the argument back is that list wasn't impressive at all. Matter of fact,
no,
I don't even know there's a Hall of Famer on this list. Marshawn would be the closest one.
Marshawn is a wait. Okay, timeout. Marshawn's 100% a Hall of
I
Famer.
hope he is. I love Marshawn Lynch. I'm a big
Yeah.
Marshawn Lynch fan. I hope he is. Just not so sure on anything anymore. So you go through this list from 2012 to 2022 seasons, and none of the guys on there are guys that we're talking about, like Walter Payton, Barry Sanders, Emmitt Smith, those kind of running backs. The guys that, Franco Harris, guys who won Super Bowls and were a big part of the Super Bowl wins. So when I'm an owner or if I'm with a players association, I'm like, what do you want me to do? Your position's not obsolete, but at the same time, it doesn't equal wins. If you go on the injured list, it doesn't make a difference if our team wins and loses, is basically what we're telling you. That for fantasy football makes a difference, for fans, everything else. Are they more important than kickers? Yeah, I think they're more important than kickers. But man, are they more important than cornerbacks? I don't think so. Are they more important than a shutdown corner?
No, they're not.
No. Are they more important than an edge rusher? Probably not.
No.
Well, also to your point, like I remember reading something today, like a boycott that they do with like all the running backs or like boycott.
Okay.
That would go so that Eckler, that's how you made it, dude. Like if I'm a running back in the NFL, right? And I'm a third stringer and I hear about them doing this boycott. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'd be like, I'm all for it. Do your boycott. I'll go start week 1. I don't like that'd be my thing. I'm like, yeah, you want to boycott? Dude, go ahead, boycott. Like, you're not gonna get everyone behind that. Like, there's just no way in hell. These like the non-drafted, these 7th rounders, 6th rounders, they're gonna be pumped up. I'm gonna get a start week 1. I'm gonna dominate. Thanks for nothing, man. Eat the Doritos on the couch. Hopefully you have the Sunday ticket. Like, let's just have, I'll have myself a day on Sunday and you can watch.
Yeah, what happens when Jonathan Taylor's backup runs for 130 yards? What happens next? Now you have Jonathan Taylor rooting against his teammate. Is that what you want? Yeah. I mean, it's the dumbest thing in the world. Why would anybody do that? And you're already fighting against time. That's the whole thing with Austin Eckler, right? He's coming up in his late 20s. Why would you give away any of your games? It makes no sense at all. You're not getting paid more later in your career. So why would you give the opportunity to Josh Kelly or the backups on any of these other teams? It's the stupidest idea of all time.
Josh Jacobs, who led the league in rushing last year, was seen getting on an airplane today, leaving Las Vegas. Okay. So where are you going? You want to get paid next year, go ahead and leave. What, are you going to sit out the year? You aren't going to get paid. You aren't going to have every team in the league bidding on you because you think you're valuable and someone else might. So let me ask you, you guys play owner. All right. I'm Jonathan Taylor and I'm Nick Chubb. I walk in and I say, I want to talk about my contract. I'm not happy. Don't you say back to me as the owner, well, to explain to me why we didn't win a playoff game last year. As a matter of fact, how come we weren't in the playoffs last year? What is your response back to the owner? Deshaun Watson sucked? Oh, so you're saying the quarterback's important for you to do well? Matt Ryan wasn't good anymore? Oh, you're saying the quarterback. What is your argument back? They literally could have not made the playoffs without you, yet you're sitting there telling everybody how important you are to the team and why you deserve a raise.
It comes down to wins. I mean, just like you said, Derrick Henry, to me, Derrick Henry and Jonathan Taylor and Austin Eckler, those 3 guys have the worst argument. Derrick, you are the team, and we did not win. We're one of the worst teams in the league, actually. So I don't know why you're in my office talking to me about more money when your production does not equal wins. It's a stupid. Yeah. I just cannot believe this is still a thing.
Matter of fact, I tried to trade you, Derrick, and nobody wanted you.
True.
Yeah. Seriously.
That's a good point.
They chopped him all offseason, yet they couldn't get a draft pick for him high enough to say it's worth it.
They put him on sale, clearance.
I will say, with Josh Jacobs holding out and say he's not going to be back anytime soon, I'd like to say thank you so much, Josh Jacobs. You just have my favorite bet of all time. That's Broncos -3.5 in week 1. I'm in love with that. I want to marry that, kiss it on the cheek every single night before I go to bed. Go, mwah, like, love you. I already bet probably everything in my BetMGM account on it. I can't wait for that Jimmy G physical, all that bull crap going on too. Raiders, you never disappoint, sweetheart. Keep doing you.